Hey guys, Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and this video is not so much about the gameplay. Most of my videos lately have been about gameplay or about tips or ranking up or something like that, and I wanted to throw one in that just was sort of unstructured about my thoughts because I like to do that. And this video has a this channel has kind of a vlog-like atmosphere to it sometimes. So if you like that sort of video, hang out. I'm talking about gay marriage. Alright, so here in the US, we're about 50-50 split. Half the population thinks that gay marriage is just fine, and it's a form of discrimination not to allow them to have the same sort of rights and freedoms that straight people have. And half of the people think that it's an abomination against God, that if you allow gay people to get married, then the next step might be allowing men to marry dogs, or allowing men to marry inanimate objects like cell phones and computer keyboards. And there's some crazy arguments that feel crazy to me. But this idea that if you expand it, well, where exactly does it stop? I've been thinking about it more. And marriage as a concept has definitely changed in the last 50 years or so. The divorce rate is up a ton. In the US, it's about 50%, and it wasn't like that 60 years ago, 50 years ago. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously rough to have divorces, right? Nobody likes that. Everyone wants things to just end happily. But it's a pretty tall order to pick the perfect person at 19 years old. Not everybody gets so lucky, or whenever you get married, 22 years old, or at any age, to pick the one person that's going to be great for the rest of your life. That's not always easy to do. So the fact that there are divorces means that someone picked the wrong person. And, would you rather have less divorces where they stay together in spite of that fact, or more? Or that's a tricky thing. But the notion of marriage doesn't have the same level of permanence that was once applied to it. I would say it's gone from the expectation of permanence to the hope of permanence. So we hope it's forever, instead of thinking, it's of course it's forever. Everyone who steps up to the plate hits a home run. So the concept of marriage is changing. But I still think there are a lot of people who get married because of this wedding dress fantasy, because of this, that's just what you do, just thinking it through. But that's not why gay people get married. And that's interesting to me. Gay people don't get married because of some white wedding dress fantasy or tuxedo fantasy, whatever you want to call it. Gay people get married with a pragmatic, a realistic expectation of life living together. Gay people, when they argue for marriage, they don't argue that they want to have their special day like, a 14-year-old girl might argue. Instead, when gay people get married, they argue that, pragmatic things like next of kin and, rights relationships and hospital visitation and, I guess marriage rights, that come with saying you two people have transformed from two people who know and care about each other to two people who are a family, right? There are they talk about the tax code, it's gone from, like I'm saying, the fantasy of your big day to pragmatic rights. We want to be recognized as family forever. And, while there is that argument that they could have a civil union to get those same rights, but not necessarily call it marriage. But that separate but equal thing, right? That's been tried with racism in the U.S. And I think there are a lot of parallels between, treating gay people as a separate but equal and treating black people as separate but equal, like they did back in the 40s and 50s and when they had to fight for their rights. Another way in that marriage has changed is that it used to be that women didn't work, right? And because of that, they needed a certain contractual guarantee that, marrying you and being dependent on you wasn't going to end badly for me being a woman. And I'm not actually a woman if you're new to the channel, but what if? So that was the expectation. And it's like, look, if I'm going to give up any kind of career I might have, if I'm going to stay home and take care of things here while you go out and earn money, then I need a contract that says, if this thing doesn't work out, I will provide for you and let you get back on your feet, right? If I do 10 years of that, 10 years of nothing but making sure that, your support system is in place, then I expect about 5 years worth of alimony so that, I can get back on my feet and figure out how things are going to work for me while we, while I recover from the mistake I made marrying you. That's the deal. Now that's not the case anymore, right? Now, when a man and a woman divorce, the woman isn't necessarily in this big financial hole compared to the guy. You know, she has her own career, she's got her own stuff going on. That you know, heck, there could be a situation in which she paid him alimony, which I think is pretty rare. But my point that I'm trying to make is that marriage has become less about this, you know, contractual support me kind of thing that used to exist, and more about this, you know, hey, there are certain legal rights that we need to upgrade our status from two people who really care about each other to two people who are legitimately family. And that's a neat thing. And in my mind, it kind of dovetails to the gay marriage thing. You know, they know that, right? When you have a gay marriage, oftentimes you've got two people who are financially successful, who don't necessarily need one to support the other. Instead, they're just like, look, you know, we want to upgrade to family. And I don't know. It's almost an inspiring thing for me, and I wanted to ramble on about it. So there it is. That's the first and third round of this domination game. I picked them because I felt like I was somewhat crucial to how things went. You know, like I got the plants and the defense and stuff. So yeah, I'm in favor of gay marriage, and I'm almost inspired by the reasons for the gay marriage, which I think are all about creating a family and not just living a fantasy. Alright, be sure to give me a like if you liked the video. I'll need your help in combating the guys that disliked it just because they disagree with me. If you're new around here, you can subscribe in the top right by clicking on the screen there. 2 videos you may have missed. On the left, I explained Black Ops 2 matchmaking, and I think I did a really good job. You can check that out. And on the right is a vlog of me and my daughter going to the movies. So have a good day.